Wisdom is like a baobab tree, no individual can embrace it. A low-class man will just talk, deeds are the hallmark of a gentleman. There are no shortcuts to the top of a palm tree. Do not look where you fell, but where you slipped. The water of the river flows on without waiting for the thirsty man. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. No matter how hot your anger is, it cannot cook yams. Don't procrastinate or you will be left in between doing something, having something and being nothing. A chattering bird builds no nest. Those who end up accomplishing great things pay attention to little ones. There is no elephant that complains about the weight of its trunk. No elephant is burdened by weight of its tusks. By the time a fool has learned the game, the players have dispersed. One who has to yet learn to walk cannot climb a ladder. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but only a few will be ready to go down after it. It is better to be poor when one is young, rather than becoming poor at old age. Even the king of the forest, the lion, protects itself against the flies. No person is born great, great people become great when others are sleeping. A roaring lion kills no game. The chicken that can dig for food will not sleep hungry. Crawling on your hands and knees has never prevented any person from walking upright. One who possesses much wisdom has it in heart, not on the lips. One may have 2 legs, but that does not mean one can climb 2 trees at the same time. A wise man who knows the proverbs of the land reconciles difficulties. A bird does not change its feathers because the weather is bad. One who is willing to bathe with cold water does not feel the cold. It is the crooked wood that can show the best sculptor. During times of peace in the country, the chief does not carry a shield. A man who pays respect to the great paves his own way for greatness. A great leader is an ordinary person with extraordinary wisdom. In the moment of crisis, the wise build bridges and foolish build dams. Advice is like a stranger, if he is welcome he stays for the night, if not, he leaves the same day. God has created lands with lakes and bountiful rivers for man to live. And the wide deserts so that he can find his soul. A hyena does not change its spots even if it moves to a different forest. Teeth do not see poverty. Do not blame God for creating the tiger, just thank him for not giving it wings. Knowledge without wisdom is just like water in the sand. He who knows not one thing knows another. If you pick up one end of a stick, you also pick up the other. He who is destined for power does not have to fight for it. No matter how much the world changes, cats will never lay eggs. Don't call the forest that shelters you a jungle. A flea can trouble a lion much more than a lion can trouble a flea. If you offend, then ask for a pardon; if offended, forgive. Even as the archer loves the arrow that flies, so too he loves the bow that remains constant in his hands. The only time you will see a quiet snake is when it has swallowed another snake. A stranger does not skin a sheep that is paid as a fine at a chief's court. A healthy person who keeps begging for food is an insult into a generous farmer. He who burns down his house is aware why ashes cost a fortune. Anyone who urinates in a stream should be warned because any of his relatives may drink from the water. When the roots of a majestic tree begin to decay, it spread death to the branches. Rain beats the leopard's skin, but it does not wash out the spots. A doctor who invoked a storm on his people cannot prevent his own house from destruction. The day before yesterday and yesterday are not the same as today. When the village chief himself goes around inviting people to a meeting, know there is something wrong with the system. Make some money, but don't let money make you. When I think of the others' misfortunes, I forgot mine. If you are building a house and a nail breaks, do you stop building or do you change the nail? You always learn a lot more when you lose than when you win. Madness does not govern a country, discussion does. The pillar of the world is hope. It is better to walk than curse the road. If your only tool is a hammer, you will see every problem as a nail. The earth is a beehive, we all enter by the same door. If you damage the character of another, you damage your own. Where there are experts, there will be no lack of learners. If you see that a town respects a calf, then cut the grass and feed it. Between true friends, even water drunk together is sweet enough. Affairs of the home should not be discussed in the public square. Unity is strength, division is weakness. A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you have forgotten the words. Milk and honey have different colors, but they share the same house peacefully. To be without a friend is to be poor indeed. In a family, if you have somebody who is troublesome, it is the family members who are more worried than the troublesome member. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Sex with a 22-year-old is like a balloon, one prick and it's gone. A man will never heed the voice of a woman until it's too late or he has made a mistake, then he will listen.